Excellent. Hello, Sally. How are you today?
Hi, Catherine. I'm good. How are you?
So good. It's very, very interesting, Sally. So, a little bit about Sally. She's been with the West Des Moines Parks and Rec as the leader. And her legacy is she's been leading the organization for many years, started as an intern from Iowa State, and now she can say she's been here since 1989, so 32 years at West Des Moines Parks and Rec. That's amazing. Tell us about your journey to your current role.
Well, you said it right. I started as an intern. I was in the landscape architecture program at Iowa State and started here with our director back then was Gary Scott. And he hired me, and I loved it so much with West Des Moines Parks and Recreation. I never left. So I'm one of those rare people who stayed in the same place my entire career.
That's wonderful. I mean, we could
Yeah.
ask about the last 32 years and you would know the answer. It's like, do you remember when? You'll be like, yes, I remember when, because I was here. So you've probably
Yeah.
seen a lot of change in West Des Moines over the years. So how have you seen West Des Moines change in that period of time? Probably quite a bit.
Yeah. Wow. One area that comes to mind immediately is our trail system. Back when I started, we had 1/2 mile of trail, and it was just this little piece in Fair Meadows Park. And now we're up to almost 65 miles of trail in West Des Moines. So that's one thing that's really changed in all those years. And back then, I think some people thought that trails were just a fad, and I think we proved that wrong. They're one of the things that people want most, even now.
Yeah, especially during COVID, it's great to get out. We've had weather lately that makes me feel like we're in Southern California. I mean, the days have been absolutely beautiful. So if you were part of ordering this gorgeous summer, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
People have been just flocking to our parks and trails. It's been so much fun to see. I hope that, with COVID, I think people are just, you know, especially this spring, people were so stir crazy, just stuck indoors. And as soon as that nice weather hit, oh my goodness, I mean, people were just heading to the parks. And I hope that now that some people have experienced that more, I hope it sticks and we just keep having those numbers, enjoying our outdoor spaces.
Well, I'm sure you will. And one thing I noticed, which is so interesting, is all the new art that I've noticed around our trail system and the beautiful. They just seem to spring up. It's like, oh, there's another new piece of art, and it's gorgeous. So tell us about that. It's just stunning the way we've incorporated art in our landscape.
Yes, our Public Arts Advisory Commission is actually going to be celebrating their 10th anniversary next year in 2021. That commission is appointed by the mayor, and it started in 2011 as a 7-member commission that really deals with all art on public property in West Des Moines. And they have had an annual budget that has been allocated to them from hotel motel tax revenue. And so they have been able to commission quite a few pieces now over those years. The one that I think you're probably mentioning is Art on the Trail. It's called Surrounds. And that's the 5 different sculptures along the trail with the colorful animals. They also just about a year ago now opened a piece in Raccoon River Park called Even Water. And that one is more of a piece you have to go and experience and learn from. So not just a visual piece, but one that tells a story. And so, we're really trying to get a variety of different experiences out there related to public art for people. Right now we're working on a piece for the new Jamie Hurd Amphitheater. So that'll be a fun one too. And that's about a year out from being completed, but in the process right now with an artist. So yeah, public art, that's a part of our Parks and Recreation department that is super fun for me to be involved in. And we have some great staff working on it as well. We have an arts, culture, and enrichment supervisor and coordinator now that are handling that piece for us.
I love that. It's part of that quality of life and, the
Mhm.
2036 plan, of course, that the city did, talked about quality of life and that being really the shining star for West Des Moines. And the more we focus on that, the more that's going to help our region. And so it's just fantastic. Obviously, a lot of work has been done in that area. So in Raccoon River Park, where is that one experiential piece that you're mentioning? Because I know me personally, I'm going tomorrow morning. I'm going to rent some of the paddle boards, and I want to make sure I visit that.
Mhm. It is over near the Nature Lodge. For those of you who are familiar with the park, there's the Nature Lodge and then the Biddle Shelter that's right there. And the piece sits between the two of those, the
Perfect.
Nature Lodge and the Biddle Shelter.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we'll go take a visit for sure. Now, speaking of Raccoon River, tell us a little bit about the new boathouse, but then maybe also more generally the Five Waters project.
Yeah. Well, the Five Waters project is really this ambitious $37 million quality of life project for West Des Moines that was kind of born in about 2016, so not that long ago. And it is there to really celebrate the water resources that West Des Moines has. And I think our residents sometimes just, kind of drive over them, like the Raccoon River, Jordan Creek, Sugar Creek, and don't pay a lot of attention. But they are of such benefit to a community. To have a major river run right through what will be the center of West Des Moines someday, and have the greenway that's planned along that river as part of that whole system. um, that's one of the things that as a director of a Parks and Recreation department, I get really excited about leaving a legacy like that. It's one of those things that we're kind of quietly doing behind the scenes. Having a piece of land donated here, purchasing a piece of land there, and kind of just creating this puzzle as we go. Um, and it's not flashy, but it's going to be there forever and be a legacy for generations to come. So that's one part of the Five Waters project that we've been working on. You mentioned the boathouse. That project is complete. It was opened on July 23rd, and we have lines of people waiting for boats every weekend. And I go down there and just sometimes we'll just stand and watch what's going on. And the number of paddlers out on Blue Heron Lake has increased dramatically this summer, even before the boathouse opened. So it's been so fun to see that. It's such a peaceful activity to just watch, even if you're not into paddling, just go down there and stand and watch it. And so the boathouse is great. And then the third piece that people are going to see open is our Jamie Hurd Amphitheater. And that's here on the city campus, just right outside City Hall and across the pond from the library. And thanks to the generous donations of Microsoft and Richard and Linda Hurd and their family, um, that project is just about complete. They were laying sod yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to open that here in September. And yeah, super excited to have an outdoor performance venue that will be available for our residents.
Well, especially once we get through COVID, I can imagine that's
Right.
going to be crowded all the time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And I noticed if people want to reserve something into the future, they go on the city website. Looks like you can just reserve online there. Seems pretty easy, I think.
Yes, you can contact our department and we'll walk people through that process. Yeah, we're reserving a year out, so kind of a rolling calendar for reservations that
Okay.
way.
Well, we as a chamber need to make sure we get on that calendar because I know it's going to book up fast. So it's going to be
Yeah,
super popular.
yes,
So
give us a call.
exactly, you can count on that. So tell us about a Lumafest this year. It probably looks a little different than years past because of COVID, but it sounds like you're still doing a Lumafest. So yay, tell us about that.
Yes. We are still planning to do a Lumafest. I do always kind of preface these things with if anything should change with COVID, there may be some last minute changes. But as of today, we are planning on holding a Lumafest revamped and also celebrating the opening week of the Jamie Hurd Amphitheater at the same time. We're looking at 3 evening events starting September 17th and running through September 19th. And there really will be something planned for everyone. We have a band concert with the West Des Moines Community Band, which we're wanting to have as many people come out for. We have this awesome volunteer band that a lot of people don't know we have
Yeah,
here in West Des Moines.
never heard of.
But yeah, directed by Kurt Schroeder, very dedicated group of people. And then on Friday the 18th, we're going to have an outdoor movie that people can pre-register for and safely watch the movie in what we're calling social circles that will paint on the grass. And then finally on Saturday night, we'll have our much loved local band Faculty Lounge playing a concert, and again with the pre-registration for the social circles, and then we'll end with a fireworks show. Um, so yeah, go to the city's website for the latest information on all of that. And yeah, we're excited. We hated the thought of having to cancel a Lumafest entirely, but we knew we couldn't do it the way we have been doing it. It just wouldn't be a good idea to have a come one come all event with thousands of people showing
Yeah.
up.
Well, that sounds like a safe way to approach it, and the circles is so smart. I love that, and it's great that there is an event that's going to be outside and safe, and
Mm-hmm.
encourage mask wearing, and so that's terrific. So, what are you most excited about for the future of West Des Moines as our Parks and Rec leader? Parks and Rec is our crown jewel, right, of the area. This is one of the reasons why West Des Moines is so special. So, what are you most excited about for the future?
Oh, wow. Well, in addition to continuing the Five Waters project and, checking those projects off that list, the Mid-American Energy Company RECplex
Mhm.
has got to be right up there on the top of the excitement scale. I mean, yeah, to get to do a project like that as a Parks and Recreation department is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. That place is going to knock the socks off people. I went on a tour of the construction site a couple weeks ago, and until you actually are in the space, you just cannot picture how big it is. If you drive out on Grand, it's located just west of I-35 on Grand Avenue, just west of the DMAC West campus, and actually in between DMAC West and what will be the new Des Moines University campus. So nicely situated right in there. Um, yeah, two ice arenas with NHL size ice rinks,
Wow.
4 basketball courts that can be converted to 8 volleyball courts, 90,000 square feet of indoor turf. So, all of the things that can go on there. And then, besides those more traditional activities, I guess what excites me about it is that we also have an adaptive sports zone.
Mhm.
So we are working with Courage League Sports, a local nonprofit that is able to offer adaptive sports to people with special needs. And then another really cool thing is our esports center.
Yeah, that's neat.
And, that is becoming an up and coming thing, just super popular. Um, and COVID has helped with that as well.
Sure.
You can play esports from home, but we want to look at it as getting people out of their homes and getting
Mhm.
together,
Mhm.
bringing people into community while playing esports.
I love that. That's such innovative thinking, to have something like that. And that's a trend and that's the future. So I love that we are, we're very forward thinking, future thinking. That's so cool. I love it. Well, there's so much going on in West Des Moines. It's amazing. Our event venues are growing. That innovation corridor, like you mentioned, with DMU and DMAC and Mid American Energy Company Recplex, and I mean that whole area is just doing so much, and the development over there is incredible. And we love personally taking advantage of all the trails and the biking and the walking, and it's just this is such a beautiful community, and no wonder we are the best suburban city in America to live, work, and play. At least that's our vision at the West Des Moines Chamber, and I know that's the vision for the city of West Des Moines too. So together we're all making it happen. So is there anything we haven't mentioned maybe today that you want to make sure to mention and or call out?
I can't think of anything other than, this isn't just the Sally Ortgies show. I've got a wonderful staff that is right there making all this happen. And so I always want to recognize them. We have the best Parks and Recreation staff anywhere. So
Well, that's
thanks for
clear.
that.
That is clear. Well, thank you to you and your staff for all your hard work in making West Des Moines such an amazing place to live, work, and play. So it's so nice to get to know you, Sally. I look forward to getting to know you more, and thank you for all your support of the region, and appreciate your time today. I know how busy you are.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, and have a great weekend.
You too.
Take care, Sally.
Bye.